Howdy, peeps. Today we're going to talk about how the happy life doesn't find you, but rather it is you who makes the happy life for you. Join the Journey Radio starts right now. Okay, maybe not right then. Maybe it'll start when I push the button, the right button, which is right now.
Welcome to the infusion of positive energy into the lives of single Latter-day Saints everywhere. This is Joy in the Journey Radio.
And welcome back, peeps, to the wonderful, splendiferous, joyous episode of Joy in the Journey Radio. I am Lance, your host for Joy in the Journey Radio, and here we are again, our second episode here in the new JJ Thrive Zone. Still trying to work out some of the issues with the lighting, and as you can see, some of the control. I'm still trying to get everything here. So, so second episode in the new digs here. But as far as the total episode number, this is episode number 403. You make the happy life. That's right, peeps. You make the happy life. I love it. It's great. So, yes, if you're viewing the program live, please join the chat. Tell us where you're from. If you're viewing the program later, speaking of that, maybe I should turn the chat on. I was just, waiting for the program to start, and I was just like, hey, maybe I should, do something, but I couldn't figure out what it was I needed to do, and so I just got to start the chat up. All right, here we go. Okay, there we go. Chat is all started, so if you're here for the live program, please join the chat. Let us know where you're from. If you're watching the program after the fact, then in addition to inviting you to join the live broadcast, I'm going to ask that you leave a comment down below, because that will help us with the algorithms to push your content out to more people. So there it is. And now here you are, episode number 403. You make the happy life. I'm sure we all know someone who says, I'll be happy when. You can fill in the blank with what you will. I'll be happy when I get a new job. I'll be happy when I can move into a new house. I'll be happy when I make more money. I'll be happy when I can find some better friends. And the list goes on. Over the years, I've heard LDS singles fill that blank with their special someone. They say, I'll be happy when I have my eternal companion. But if you step back a moment, it shouldn't be hard to see that these singles are essentially postponing happiness. Never mind the fact that there's a lot of people who find their eternal companion and are not happy at all. Okay, let's just put that aside for a moment, right? Just the very fact that you're saying, I'll be happy when. Okay, that construction right there is just setting up a postponement of happiness, right? So people who do that, they're holding off on being happy until some condition is met. And when you think about it, that's really sad, because life doesn't have to be everything you want before you start to enjoy it. You can live joyfully regardless of your circumstances by living in the moment. That's because living in the moment creates a space for more joy to enter your life. Now, what exactly do I mean by living in the moment? Well, living in the moment means being present in the now. Too often, LDS singles aren't present in the now. Rather, they're present in the future. A future when an eternal companion provides them with the rite of passage that brings acceptance within the broader LDS subculture. Or they're present in the past, either a past that they hail as their glory days when life had a satisfaction that has somehow over the years subsided into oblivion, or a past that haunts them with continued oppression and opposition to the happiness they say their lives would have if only they weren't so unfairly obstructed. Living that way, either in the future or the past, forfeits the joy of living found only in the present moment. The joy of living now comes only by living in the now. And that's a conscious choice everyone can make. That means the happy life doesn't find you when some set of predetermined conditions are satisfied. No, you get the happy life when you make the happy life. Many years ago, I heard a speaker at a singles conference talk about living in the moment. And she encouraged intentional living, saying that living with intention can lead you to own your life. Now, longtime audience members know I'm a big fan of owning your life. So I was with her that far. But then the speaker defined intentional to mean having a plan. Like if you don't have a plan, you're not intentional. It's essentially what she was saying. The joy of living in the moment comes from following a plan. And that's where she lost me because I couldn't completely get on that train. Now, don't misunderstand me. I do get her point that you will make a plan if you're truly intentional about achieving an objective. I mean, we all have experience with making a plan to achieve some desired result. For example, when I wanted to run a 5K race from start to finish, despite the challenge of exercise-induced asthma. So what did I do? I created a plan in the form of a training schedule that ended with a 5K race for which I had registered. My plan succeeded. It wasn't because it was perfect. It was because I persisted in doing what I could to make my desired result a reality. I acted with intention. But simply acting with intention does not always require a plan. To act with intention requires only a conscious choice. Living with intention, therefore, means living in the moment. When you consciously choose in the moment what you do, you refuse to let your habits simply play themselves out. That act allows you to embrace life and all the true joy of living. You don't need a plan for any of that to unfold for you. All you need is to use the one gift from God we all have. That gift is agency. You simply make a conscious choice. Now, to be clear, I am not advocating that you never make a plan in life. Making a plan can be helpful, especially when you intend a series of conscious choices to solidify into a new habit that takes your life in a more positive direction and makes you a better you. I'm not knocking that in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that a plan is not absolutely essential in order to live life intentionally. All you need to live life intentionally is to make a conscious choice to live in the here and now of the present moment. Now, I know it sounds overly simplistic, but when you make a conscious choice to live in the moment, you place yourself in a position to receive more happiness in your life. And there's a bonus. There's an extra helping of happiness that can come beyond that increase. And that comes from going back to the definition of happiness itself. Now, longtime audience members of Join the Journey Radio will know how we on this program define happiness. They will know that happiness comes not from just doing the right things, but from giving your all to all the right things for you. We'll say that again, because that's deep. That's deep. That's a deep thought, and I'm not talking Jack Haney. Right? Happiness is doing not just the right things, right? But it's from giving your all to all the right things for you. Giving your all is a conscious choice. And when you choose that path with full awareness and intention, the true full joy of being alive can be yours. Of course, most people don't live like that. They live on autopilot, satisfied with a life filled with comfort and a sense of stability. But true joy is not found in comfort and stability alone. True joy comes from consciously embracing the right things. And sometimes embracing those right things means forsaking comfort or stability or sometimes even both. Now, I use that word embracing intentionally. I'm living with intention because I'm using my words intentionally. You can't just execute a routine of righteous activity and expect happiness to find you. Many LDS singles make this mistake. They expect that the righteous blessings they desire will come to them simply as a result of their righteousness. But that's not how the happy life, or indeed anything in life, works. The happy life doesn't just come to you because it's somehow you're right, or because you're somehow deserving of it just because of who you are. The happy life comes to you because you took the action necessary to bring it to you. In other words, to get the happy life, you have to make the happy life. That requires consciously choosing the right things. That means getting out of autopilot and its routine living. And that also means intentionally embracing all the right things for you. In the end, your focus always determines your reality. I understand that when some of you hear me say that you must consciously choose all the right things for you, you feel frustrated. You're steeped in thinking that the right thing for you is to have your eternal companion here and now, while at the same time not having that companion available right here and now for you to choose. Can you see how that thinking sets you up for frustration? Here's the deal. Joy requires clarity, and clarity requires you to cast out the confusion created by assumptions in your thinking that don't align or agree with each other. Let's consider the premise that your eternal companion is not around you here and now for you to choose. It may be said that that said person is in very fact available in your life for you to choose here and now, but you don't see said person as a legitimate candidate. You're seeing what is really an opportunity as not an opportunity. Now, that's a separate discussion, which we have had before here on this program, and we'll likely have it again at some future time. For right now, let's just consider the case that your eternal companion is not around you here and now for you to choose. Happiness means embracing all the right things for you. So if you think one of those right things you must embrace to be happy is something that you don't have to embrace, can you see how that thinking sets you up for frustration? You could resolve the confusion by simply changing your assumption around wanting your eternal companion. I mean, that's the Buddhist solution, right? Like we have pain in life because we have desire. So just eliminate the desire and there goes the pain. But, all the singles know the teachings about the importance of marriage and God's plan for his children. So simply not wanting your eternal companion, you know, this doesn't seem to be the way to go. Your eternal companion doesn't seem to be something that you can't not want. And yes, I know that's a double negative. Thank you, grammarians. This needed to happen here, right? So let's just keep moving. We're talking here about an essential ordinance, as well as the continuation of God's plan for his children. That's not something you just stop wanting without a really compelling reason. So, since you can't stop wanting an eternal companion, it's then easy to focus on resolving the confusion by securing the companion you don't have, right? It's like if I can't stop wanting the companion, then let's bring the companion on board. And this is the part where many LDS singles get snagged. Focusing on what you don't have and can't do always brings a reality of scarcity and helplessness. And a life that feels lacking and helpless is never enjoyable. But the same principle works in the other direction. Focusing on what you do have and can do brings a reality of abundance and empowerment. Okay, you don't have the companion you want right now. Instead of focusing on what you don't have and can't do, focus on what you do have and can do. You do have talents that the Lord expects you to improve upon and use to make the world around you a better place to be. You can work to improve yourself and become more agreeable, thereby making it more likely you secure the agreement you need to progress to the next stage of your dating journey. Now, I don't care who you are or where you're from or what's happened to you in your life. The Lord has richly blessed you with a rich foundation of blessings and the agency that you can use to choose with intention to build on that foundation. As you begin to see how richly the Lord has already blessed you and placed your focus there, you will feel gratitude come to you. You will feel that you can take action to change your life. And as you get results from taking that action, life will start feeling more joyful. That new reality starts when you shift your focus to what you have now and to what you can do now, even if what you have is meager and what you can do is so small as to seem insignificant. That focus on what you have now and can do now is key to living in the moment and making the happy life you want. Focusing on the present and not the future or the past is a conscious choice that helps you live with intention. And the gift of agency from a loving Heavenly Father brings that choice within reach of us all. The happy life doesn't find you, you find it by making it. And that starts when you start living with intention. Righteous, intentional choices lift what you do to a new level. Because in so doing, you give your all to the right things. And when you give your all, not just to the right things, but to the right things for you, life in return gives back to you all the joy and satisfaction of a life well lived. What if you don't know what those right things are for you? Does that mean you can never have happiness because you'll never give your all to those things that are right for you since you don't know what they are? Of course not. Partner with the Lord. Seek his guidance and counsel, and then take a step out into life. Try something new. Get an experience, and then consider what you think about that experience. Make a choice to gain either more experience or a different experience, and then bring that decision to the Lord. Counsel with him, seek the guidance of his spirit, and then go forth in faith that he will help you to understand all the things that are right for you. You'll always get what you give, so give your all to all the right things for you, and get all the life that's right and always for you. You can breathe with confidence, walk with boldness, and bring your focus away from the future or the past and more to the present moment. You'll then open yourself to the happy life that you yourself made, a life you can savor regardless of your circumstances. And that will bring you more joy in your journey. Well, peeps, that's all we have for this episode of Join the Journey Radio. Thank you all for listening. And let's check the chat and see if anyone has any questions. Okay, we don't have any questions in the chat, so that's going to wrap it up for us today. If you do have something that you'd like to say about what we discussed today, go ahead and leave a comment down below the video that we're going to post. Because I mean, if you were in the live show, you could ask the question and we just answer it here in real time. But since no one's asked the question, then that's what you're left with. You're commenting on the posted video. Now you could also, in your comment, if there's a topic or a question that you want us to see addressed here on Join the Journey Radio, go ahead, leave that in your comment. If there's something we can do to help you overcome the challenges of LDS singles life, leave it in a comment down below. And if for some reason, you don't want the whole world reading the message that you give to us, so you don't want to make a comment, okay, that's fine. Just go to our website, jointhejourneyradio.com, and there on the contact page, you'll find a form that you can fill out to send your message in so that we're the only ones who see what you write. And so if you feel a little trepidatious, a little bit shy about sharing what you have to say with the wider world, then there's that option for you as well. We do want to hear from our audience, and we do want to be responsive to your needs, because that is why Join the Journey Radio exists. It exists to help Latter-day Saint singles to thrive in their single years. And that's why we're wanting to take in what it is you guys have to say. So tell us what you guys think. Let's start a discussion. Let's get some more thriving going on. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe our content that you find helpful so that the algorithms will push more of our content out to help other people. And, you know, with that, that's all we got for this episode of Join the Journey Radio. So until next time, this is your host reminding you there is joy to be had all along your journey. So take that joy and journey on.